Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video will be seen and shared. Celine Driver coming to you once again with a watch that is mine. Yes, another Zelos. I can't help it. I'll never stop buying Zelos. Now, obviously, you've seen the title of this video, so you know that inside here is a very special edition of the Starfighter chronograph. I had acquired over time all 5 of the existing Starfighters. The blue one, the Frost, the Aventurine, the Spitfire, and the Meteorite. And I didn't know when I made the last compilation video that there was going to be a 6th and 7th release of Starfighters. Specifically, the release of the Starfighter zirconium titanium alloyed watches. There will be 2 versions, one with the meteorite dial and one with the aventurine dial. There'll be 25 pieces of each for a total of 50 of those watches. And I decided that I wanted to pick one up. And when I saw pictures of both the aventurine version and the meteorite version, I knew which one I wanted. And I might go get the other one later, but I knew which one I wanted to focus on in the initial purchase. And I did. In this box, the now very familiar Zelos aluminum box with the 3 watch bays and the strap bay over here. Inside, we have, of course, the Zelos proof of purchase or warranty card or whatever you want. The watch did come with 2 straps. It was mounted to this Tropic strap, which, while being a very nice watch, I'm not going to say that it's not, and it has a Zelos signed buckle. It's not my favorite. So I didn't use it. Now, not mounted to the watch, but in the case itself was this gray strap, a gray leather strap with blue keepers and sort of a blue underside of, I'm not sure which side. Yeah, it is a blue underside, which is kind of a grainy. I put it on very briefly and immediately took it off because I just didn't like the way it felt against my wrist. So I went into my stash and I found this blue silicone rubber strap from Rishi, who I've done a video on before. It was a sponsored video, but I have bought others on my own. This one is not sponsored. This happened to be in my stash. And I mounted it to the Starfighter zirconium titanium or Zirc tie heat treated with the meteorite dial with the blue meteorite twin subdials, which I thought looked fantastic. Oh, I just noticed the chronograph's running. I didn't know I left the chronograph running. Okay. Anyway, so this is the watch that I picked. Now, everyone knows about, or everyone should know about Timascus or titanium Damascus watches that Zelos has been doing for, I'd say, probably about 5 or 6 years now. I think the first one was a hammerhead, first generation hammerhead in Timascus or titanium Damascus, which was heat treated blue. Each Timascus watch or a Zirc watch that's heat treated is done individually. The blue ones are heat treated to, I believe, 900 degrees Celsius. And the yellow ones are heat treated to 500 degrees Celsius. I might be a little off on that by a few degrees here and there. But they're all hand heat treated by Elshin himself. So I managed to score this one, which is, I think it says right here. I just thought I saw it a second ago. I think it's number 2 of 25. So that was a good land for me. And even if even though there are going to be 25 of these and 25 of the Aventurine, each one is individual because of the way the alloy ends up. So each one is unique in its own look, even if there could be 1,000 of these, but each one is going to be very unique. And trust me, there are not going to be 1,000 of these. Bezel is a fixed bezel. It has the tachymeter scale engraved into it. The difference between the traditional Timascus watches and the more recent Zirc ties, which the first Zirc tie was, I believe, the Mirage 8-day, or the Mirage 2 if you prefer, which incorporated zirconium into the alloy, which, when you heat treat it, is responsible for the very prominent black striping in the alloy when the heat's put to it. Of course, the blue is the titanium. And you have a sign crown, of course. You have exhibition case back showing off the beautiful ETA 2894 Elaboré with a custom rotor for Zelos. It's supposed to look like an old BBS style basket weave automotive wheel. Those of you who are as old as I am remember those wheels were very popular in the 80s and into the early 90s as an aftermarket add-on, and they were very popular on German cars especially. Beautiful watch. It's really not mechanically different from any of the other 5 Starfighters that came before it. It's just that obviously the case is much more sophisticated and much more unique and in my opinion, beautiful. I think this might be one of the top prettiest Zelos watches of all the watches he's produced over the almost a decade now. It's getting close to a decade, by the way, that Zelos has been making watches. And I think this is one of his best looking pieces. I say that a lot about all the watches that I end up with from Zelos, but this one is just spectacular. I love the contrasting gray and blue meteorite in the dials. You have your chronograph minute dial over here. You have your constant second running over here at the 3 o'clock. You have a very subtle date window at the 6 o'clock. And it fits beautifully. I'm glad I put it on this particular strap because I think this blue strap really makes the watch pop a little more. No, I'm not going to put it on an orange strap. That would be a little too much. But the blue, it's not a perfect match to the Zirc tie, but then again, neither is this. This is the underside, so It's basically the same blue, right? And this is the side that faces up, which matches the meteorite nicely. But, you know, and that's nice. But if to me, the strap is uncomfortable, I'm not going to put it on. But on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, you can see this watch fits beautifully. The lug to lug measurement is not very big. I'll get into that in a minute. The lugs drop away at a fairly good angle for fitment. It's not an overly big watch, and I think someone down to a 6 1/4 inch wrist could probably wear this watch very comfortably. And at a 7 1/4 inch wrist, this watch fits perfect to me. So, what else do I have here written in my little fact notes here? I mentioned that there'll be 25 of these with the meteorite dial. There'll be 25 of these with the aventurine dial. So there's not going to be more than 50 of these watches. And as I said, these use sapphire on both sides of the watch. The top crystal is a box-style sapphire, which is something that's very 70s. The whole design of the watch is to evoke a 70s chronograph, a racing chronograph feel to the watch. It does have pilot-style indices, however, so make of that what you will. It is a 41 millimeter diameter case. It is 48 millimeter on the tip to tip, 22 millimeter lug width, and 13.2 millimeters thick. That's the only measurement that I measured myself. Zelos, for some odd reason, publishes thickness without the crystal, which I don't know why they do that. Nobody wears their watch without the crystal, so why not measure the thickness with the crystal? But there you go. 50-meter water resistance. This is not a swimmable watch. Do not submerge this thing. I'm sure there's good seals on the pushers, which are piston style, and good seal on the crown, which is not a screw down type crown. So I'm sure there are good seals against dust and against, washing your hands and raindrops and that sort of thing. I don't want to test the integrity of the water resistance by submerging the watch, so I recommend you don't do that. I mean, you do own other Zelos that can be submerged. I mean, there's a plethora of Zelos dive watches. I can think of at least 8 different lines of Zelos dive watches. This ain't one of them. So don't get it wet. I've measured this at a very accurate so far. I haven't actually put on my time grapher, but I have been running the watch and comparing it to the clock on my computer or the clock on my cell phone here, and I haven't had to play with this at all. So hopefully you can score one of these. If not when they first go up for sale, maybe later. I'm sure, like most of the special edition Zelos, or really most like any Zelos, they're going to sell out fast. But I felt very blessed to be able to, have fast fingers and manage to get mine. So hopefully you got a hold of one too. If you didn't, join up on. If you're on Facebook, join the Zelos Timekeepers group, and stuff pops up for sale all the time. That's one of the ways I grow my own collection is Zelos Timekeepers. Not trying to shill for them or anything, but damn, it's a great place to buy, sell, and trade. And everyone who's on, or everyone that we try to screen, everyone that gets into that group. So hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it to be entertaining, useful, enjoyable. I certainly was entertained by making it because this is a beautiful watch. Can't wait to put it back on. So I want to end the video so I can put it back on. If you did enjoy the video, please click that thumbs up button for me. That does help with the YouTube search algorithm and brings people to the channel. That's a good thing. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you are going to try and troll me, or you're going to try and insult me, or you're going to leave links to bad places on the internet, I'm simply going to delete the comment and block the commenter. If you're new to the channel, of course, welcome. I'm glad you found my channel. I'm glad you enjoyed this video, or watched it. Hopefully enjoyed it, I should say. Hopefully you'll take the opportunity to watch many more videos that I have. I have hundreds. All I ask in return is before you leave, please click that red subscribe button at the bottom of the viewing window. If you've been here before but have not clicked the red button, the subscribe button at the bottom of the viewing window, click the red subscribe button, please. Don't forget to click the bell icon so that when I upload new material or I go live and do a live stream, you will be alerted. And as I always say at the end of my videos, it is a crazy old world out there. And 2023 doesn't look like it's going to be less crazy than any of the years previous to it. In fact, so far, it looks like it's going to be crazier. So please, be careful out there. Stay safe, be well. See you soon.